Pack, Go. I see you. Good Sunday morning to you, Facebook and YouTube. I am Kendrick, the sports guy, and you know what time it is. It is time to preview the NFL Week 9. We got games kicking off roughly in an hour, and I hope you all are having a great weekend. Did you survive Halloween? Uh, are you still eating on some candy and all that good stuff? Hopefully you did. If you went to Halloween parties, hope you had a great time. So you know the rules here on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you come in here, like, comment, share this live stream to all your social media platforms. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channels. Those channels are Kendrick Sports Hustle as well as TFG Sports Media. And also follow me on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51, which, by the way, it is on and popping over on TikTok already. Got people in the chat. What's up, El Senor Rocco, my good friend? How you doing? Good Sunday to you. Appreciate the gift. I see my good brother Steve Jackson is in the house on TikTok. What's up, James? I appreciate that follow. Drunken God, I've seen you here before. You are back in the house. So again, it goes down right here on TikTok. If you haven't followed me there, make sure you do. But to my people on Facebook and YouTube, again, make sure you comment, like, share this. Let me know where you're watching from as well. So we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. I just wanted to make sure everybody was formally welcome to the NFL preview show right here on Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook and on YouTube, and my people over here on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. What's up, Packers fan? I see you from Washington State. I appreciate that follow. Extreme Media is in the house. My good man Ash says loves the wall. I have to say, again, I got to give this disclaimer. This is a safe space for all NFL fans. If you're watching me on TikTok, my backdrop is the Packers man cave / chat room. But you are welcome. You can come in here and you can give me the business. But man, make sure you keep it respectful. Because I'm going to keep it respectful. But you can come in here and talk trash and tell me, what you think about the Packers and all that and all the other teams. Keep it respectful. I ain't going to block you. I ain't going to Dikembe Mutombo you unless you just get out of hand. You feel me? But it's a safe space for everybody that are NFL fans. So let's get down to the NFL news and notes. To all my, what's up, Robert? That's what's up. Go Pack Go. That's looking to get those lineups set. My fantasy league players. Here are a couple of news and notes going into week 9. You got Jaden Daniels as your starting quarterback. He returns today versus the Seahawks. The Commanders are 3-5, and they have lost 3 consecutive games as well. Jaden Daniels went out in that second half versus the Cowboys a couple of weeks ago. But he will. I appreciate that, Cole Cora. I appreciate the love. Just come in, and he's got to get these Commanders right, get that ship righted again. And speaking of Commanders, another injury report, wide receiver Terry McLaurin. That quad just can't get right. He's out today. So Terry McLaurin is out again after returning last week from that quad injury. It sounds like he's re-aggravated again. Speaking of IR, we got to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Wide receiver, defensive back Travis Hunter, the former Heisman Trophy winner from last season, where he has been placed on IR with some sort of knee injury that he suffered during practice this week. So he's going to miss a minimum of 4 games. James says Christian Watson opens up the playbook so much. I agree, James. And speaking of which, he's probably going to get a lot more action today. Dontavian Wicks is out for the Packers with a calf. So he's out. So, again, Christian Watson coming back is definitely, I agree with you, James, is opening it up again. Alex asks, Broncos or Texans? I'm picking the Texans to win this game, and I'm going to give my pick 6. I believe that's who I picked. I don't want to make a lie out of myself, but I'm definitely going to give my 6 games that I pick. I'm going to give you my picks on who's going to win, and I got the Texans beating the Broncos on that game. You think Michael can get defensive player of the year over Miles? He's going to have to really turn it up. I think Miles is really, Myles Garrett, god dang. He's piling up them sacks. Didn't he have 5 last game? He had 5 sacks, I believe. Good luck from Panthers. Good luck from a Panthers fan today. I see you, Jake. Yeah, we got to make sure we don't stumble versus these Panthers like we did a couple of weeks ago against those Browns. So we're going to see down Spears or QJ at flex. I would go with QJ at flex. Broncos the number one defense. Broncos winning. That's what Antonio says. That defense is impressive. Antonio, I know they dance show made the Cowboys look pedestrian. I appreciate that follow, Jake. But I don't know. Any given Sunday, I mean, the Texans got a pretty damn good defense too, with that Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter coming off them edges. Man, it's going to be a long day for that Broncos offensive line if they don't get those guys blocked. It could be a long day for Bo Nix. But again, I do like the Broncos defense. I do. But I think these Texas teams are kind of rounding into form. Let's go Dodgers. Congratulations to those Dodgers, too. I did pick them to win the World Series. They got the big win last night. Well, Friday night, I believe, Game 7. But Denver has a lot of people hurt. Yeah, we go. But again, next man up, as they say. The next man up. Go Pack, go, baby. I see you, LP Plus. So we're going to keep our eye on that game. Speaking of a Monday night game, Cardinals and the Cowboys. It was first reported that Kyler Murray was going to start. Well, that has changed. It's going to be Jacoby Brissett that's going to get the start versus the Cowboys Monday night at Lambeau Field South. That's what I call it. But it's AT&T Stadium. So he will be getting the start. That is Jacoby Brissett. The Cards are 2-5, and they have lost their last 5 games. And we know these Cardinals very well because they gave us some hell a couple of weeks ago. Yep, Brock is out again too, Angel. Yep, Mac Jones is in for the 49ers. Brock Purdy is out again. For my Rams fans, wide receiver Puka Nacua, he will return versus the Saints. The Rams shouldn't have any problems with that 1-17. He had a sprained left ankle. And, oh, by the way, Puka Nacua is really he's leading the league in receptions right now, even though he's missed a couple of games with 54, 616 yards and 2 touchdowns. So wide receiver Puka Nacua will start versus the Saints. Saints got a new starting quarterback, by the way. They sat Spencer Rattler. They going with the kid they drafted out of Louisville, Pugh. I can't remember his name. So just to give you a heads up on my Saints fans, they finally said enough is enough with Spencer Rattler, and they going with their first-round pick. Broncos destroyed us, so Texans got no chance. Antonio, you must be a Cowboys fan. I think the Texans do got a chance. I picked them to win that game. So we'll see. Speaking of having a chance, the Bengals and the Bears. This is gonna be an interesting game. Joe Flacco, he's dealing with a right shoulder situation, but he's going to play, according to reports. But the Bengals are going to be without defensive end Trey Hendrickson with a hip injury. He is doubtful. So most likely he is not playing. Again, quarterback Joe Flacco, he's questionable with a right shoulder injury. But I'm assuming, and I think I did read just a few minutes ago, I went to did a quick scour, as they say, of the injury report, and looks like Joe Flacco is going to go. He's going to give it a go. Go Pack, go. I see you, old ski. That's what's happening. I appreciate that follow, Gaylord. Antonio says, I'm just saying Broncos game gonna win. Not a lot of people get their stuff right, I know, Antonio. We all just picking. We all just going on. We're just only making our picks based off of sometimes we read through stats and other things, but a lot of times we make our picks just going off our own hunch or our own opinion. That's kind of how I pick. I just kind of look at both teams, look at the matchups, and I was like, I think this team might beat this team today. People still believe sports aren't rigged. Wake up, y'all. Do some research. There we got a conspiracy theorist in here. Team Avocado believes is rigged. He said we might as well watch WWE. That's your opinion. I disagree with it. I think certain sports can easily be rigged. I think. I don't think there's never. I don't think you can ever say that there can't be some sort of situation that happens that makes you question a sports outcome. I agree with that, but I can't say 99% that all sports are rigged. I won't go with that theory. I won't. But if you do, that's cool too. That's you. I ain't here to debate that either. But that's you. Just like a lot of people pick those sorry ass Blue Jays to win, but they look stupid at the end of the day. Hey man, the Blue Jays, no, you good, Antonio. We grown in here. No, the Blue Jays was a talented team, man. But I thought that the team that won out of the National League, whoever won the National League was going to win the pennant. And I just thought that, whether it would have been the Dodgers or the Brewers or whomever. But, that's neither here nor there. But so shout out to the Dodgers for winning 2 in a row. Speaking of the Broncos, we're talking about the Broncos and Texans. Cornerback Patrick Surtain II, pectoral. He's doubtful versus the Texans today. So most likely he's going to be out. I'm going to talk about my Packers. We coming off that big win versus them Steelers last Sunday night. And we had a lot of people on questionable for today. Well, I looked it up prior to coming live with you, ladies and gentlemen. We do know Dontavian Wicks, he is out for today for the Packers. Lucas Van Ness, he is out for the Packers today, defensive end. Kicker Brandon McManus, he's questionable with a right quad, and linebacker Quay Walker is questionable with a calf injury. So that is our injury report as we host those pesky Carolina Panthers today at noon. A lot of people need to understand not to mess with my Dodgers, boy. I hear you, Antonio. So we face them Panthers, who Bryce Young will be back in the starting lineup for the Panthers today. They got that dang two-headed monster running back with Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle. So we got to make sure we keep their run game in check. And I think we'll be all right. And oh, by the way, today is the young fellow's 27th trip around the sun. That is Jordan Love. He is celebrating his 27th born day. So the young fella has been playing some great ball. I heard a stat on ESPN Sunday NFL Countdown today. Jordan Love is completing 70.6% of his passes. You can't get no better than that. I know, some of them, a lot of them may be check downs. I appreciate that gift, Rio. A lot of them might be check downs and intermediate routes and all that. We hadn't really got the deep ball going with Matthew Golden. I know a lot of us want to see them finally get their combination, get their connection together. But I would take a quarterback completing 70% of his passes all day, any day of the week. As long as, what's up, Tucker? Go Lions. The Lions got a big one today. It's a big NFC North showdown between them Vikings and the Lions. Antonio said the Eagles are trash. I'm not going to say the Eagles are trash because we gotta take them on next Monday night. So again, Packers, god dang it, Panthers is going down today. And oh, by the way, I did hear that my Packers fans, we are wearing our 1923 throwback uniforms today. That is the Packers. So when you turn on the game and you see the Packers in some throwback, it's going to be from the 1923 season. What's up, Rio? Appreciate the rose, brother. Appreciate it. So that is something, that's a nice little tidbit to know when you check out the Panthers and the Packers on today. So again, my Packers 5-1-1, good win coming off that. If Hobbs plays, I think gets a pick, and Matthew Golden is getting a touchdown today. I hope so. I always like the game day lives, bro. I appreciate that, Rio. Appreciate the loves. Yeah, man. And I hope Hobbs come on, man, because we need that secondary to play a little better. I was reading earlier that they was talking about Nixon could possibly get benched. Kashawn Nixon, and he hadn't played well. Actually, the whole secondary has been average. But as long as Michael Parsons and Rashawn Gary can make them quarterbacks uncomfortable, that makes it better for our back end of our defense too. Durante, appreciate the gift, my good brother. So there you have it. Again, last week, Tucker Kraft. What can you say about him, man? Last Sunday was National Tight Ends Day. Tucker Kraft, 7 receptions, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week. Tucker Kraft is definitely gonna be. He's got to be an All-Pro and a Pro Bowl selection. Yeah, what's up, Jair Alexander? Yep, just got bounced. He did. Speaking of which, thank you for telling me that, Rio. I had wrote that down. If you didn't know, Jair Alexander was traded a couple of days ago from the Ravens to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are looking for some secondary help. As far as Jair, he didn't play much with the Ravens. I was reading where he outside of game 1, he hadn't seen much action. So yeah, speaking of that, trades are going to be going down. Keep your eyes on that. Matter of fact, Tuesday, is the trade deadline for the NFL. Adam Schefter with ESPN says he expects quite a few trades to happen uh, between now and Tuesday. I think Watson is getting a touchdown too. I hope so, Durante. I hope we get a bunch of touchdowns. GPG. I see you. I hope we get, but I hope we get Matthew Golden off. I really do. Watson had a pretty good game last week. He caught 4 balls for 85 yards. He looked pretty good. He looked like that knee Florida in the house. I see you, D-man. That's what's happening. Golden going to have I hope so. I hope so. So I know you meant TD, Jack. I got you. Yeah, so we gonna see. As far as the defense, I hope we keep doing what we're doing. Packers D last week had 2 fumbles. Rashawn Gary had 4 tackles, 2 sacks. Michael Parsons had 1 sack and plenty quarterback pressures last week. He also had a tackle for loss. I hope our defense continue to play lights out like they have been. And so we can get this thing done. Quick question. Do you think Watson will have over 35 yards receiving? Yes. I think he will have over 35 yards receiving today. And I think he can probably get that in his sleep. Man, Gary is playing lights out. Defense is just getting better and better. I agree, Gary. I mean, we had a hiccup. We had a hiccup a little bit against them dang Cowboys. We were doing some things, but I think the defense has somewhat righted the ship. I think, obviously, offense is going to score points, but as long as we can get some turnovers and limit big plays and get to the quarterback, I think we're going to be all right. Who do you think we should get, Denzel Ward or Lante Taylor? Oh, you talking about as far as the trade? If we do, I would definitely like Denzel Ward if they go after him. Yeah. Weakness at the cornerback, spot. Nate Hobbs is horrible. Devin, he's I ain't gonna say he's horrible, but he dang sure he's pedestrian at this point. Keep teams under 27 and we can win every Jatch. I'm with you. So, but yeah, I'm concerned on our back end. That not the safety positions for per se, more so the cornerback. I think if we can continue with this pass rush and give these quarterbacks make them uncomfortable. That makes it a lot easier on our corners as well. So let's talk about the power rankings. Oh no, let me mention this. Got to mention Derrick Henry. The Ravens got Lamar Jackson back. Everybody feel like the Ravens are back, but you know what's funny? The Ravens aren't only a game back in the AFC North. By the way, the Steelers are only a game up in that division at 4-3. Instead of drafting a tackle with our 2nd round pick, we should have drafted a cornerback. I was kind of with that too, Devin. I really wanted that kid out of Michigan. I believe Will Johnson is who I wanted at cornerback. Go Pack, go. I see you, Tez. What's happening? Good Sunday to you. So I got to talk about the Ravens. I still think they got a long hill to climb, but having your best player and 2-time NFL MVP back, that definitely gives you a shot in the arm with your confidence. But Ravens running back Derrick Henry, he joined a special club this past Thursday. He went over 12,000 career yards in his career rushing yards in his career. He's the 17th running back in the NFL history to do that. He had 19 carries, 119 yards versus the Dolphins. And he's also the 8th player in NFL history with 12,000 rushing yards and 100 rushing TDs. So Derrick Henry, is he Hall of Famer? Do y'all think he's a Hall of Famer? I think so. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know if he's a first ballot, but I think he definitely gets in. Good luck to y'all, but I'm rocking with my Panthers. Hey, you should. Yeah. Happy born day, J Love. Let's get this W. Yeah, Bears or Bengals asking me. I'm going with them damn Bears. I think the Bears going to get the win today. Hunt or Cook? Oh, I'm going with Cook. I think Cook is going to be cooking. I think he's going to be cooking with some hot grease. I think he's going to be frying some good old delicious catfish. I think he's going to appreciate that follow too. Shout out to Derrick Henry, who making history. Speaking of the Bills and the Chiefs, that's the big game today, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 325 game. You got Mahomes versus Josh Allen, which I don't think it's quarterback versus quarterback because they don't actually play against each other. They play the other team's defense. But again, it's the matchup between Mahomes and Allen. Mahomes leads this series, this head-to-head 5-4. believe it or not. And the key thing about it is he's 4-0 versus Allen in the playoffs. That is Mahomes, and Allen is 4-1 versus Mahomes in the regular season. I actually hope the Vikings win because it could help us Packers. I do too. I do, but I don't think they will, Durante. I think the Lions going. And JJ McCarthy is back at under center too, by the way. If you didn't know, he will start today. Carson Wentz went on season-ending IR with that shoulder injury. So I can't wait to get Jaden Reed back. Yeah, it looks like he's a couple of weeks away. Durante, hope so. Back to Matthew Golden. Why do you think he hasn't gotten going? Is it more on the coach or Love? I think it's a combination of things. I just think it's probably a little bit of how the defense may be rolling their coverage to him, but I also think it's a little bit of he and Love just hadn't gotten they hadn't made that connection. You got to remember Jordan Love didn't play at all during the preseason after injuring that thumb. You got a new rookie wide receiver coming in, so they really didn't get a chance to work a lot together during the training camp. You did a little bit, but during game time situations, they didn't really get to work together a little bit. So I think it's taking it, a little bit more time. And Romeo Doubs seems to be the guy that Jordan Love, that's his cushion. That's his safety net. If you notice that, go Pack, go. I see you. Yeah, I've seen Golden wide open a couple of times. Yeah, and then it also depends on the offensive line protection too, Durante, because, we've been nicked up a little bit on that offensive line with Zach Tom and Aaron Brooks. So it's a combination of things. I think eventually they're going to get going, but I wouldn't have thought it would have not – it will be a week 9 and Matthew Golden hadn't got a touchdown. I wouldn't thought that in a million years. But we 5-1-1. That's the key. We win it. I think as a player, and we've seen this with the Eagles, A.J. Brown has made a couple of comments on his social media and said some things that make it seem he's unhappy with his targets, but they winning though. At the end of the day, you win it. But again, that's wide receiver position. Crazy Savion Williams got a TD before our first round pick, but like you said, we still win. Yeah. Again, it's just one of those things. And then, it may be a stretch where then goddamn Matthew Golden may go off and have a couple of touchdowns in the next couple of games. So we'll see how that happens. So I think it's going to be okay. But again, we 5-1-1 and leading the NFC North. So I'm cool with that. And I'm sure Matthew Golden is cool with that as well. Speaking of the Lions, I got to talk about a big contract, guys. Y'all see this? My Lions fans that's in the house, I know you probably know about this, but y'all signed y'all stud defensive end Aiden Hutchinson to a 4-year, $180 million contract extension. $141 million of that is guaranteed. That's the highest guaranteed money for a non-quarterback in NFL history. And he also now sits right below Michael Parsons for average salary for a defensive player at $45 million. I think Micah is like $45.6 million. So shout out to the young fella in Detroit, Aiden Hutchinson, getting that bag. Appreciate that badge, that gift, Maybell. Yeah, so shout out to him. Now let's go over our power rankings before we get out of here for the NFL. I always give you Frank Schwab of Yahoo Sports always gives his power rankings going into the following week. This is his week 9 NFL power rankings, and I want to see if you guys agree with it. Starting at number 10, he got the LA Rams sitting at 10 at 5-2. He got the Patriots, who has been a surprise to a lot of people, sitting at number 9 at 6-2. He has the Seahawks sitting at number 8 at 5-2. He has the Broncos at number 7, 6-2. He has our Packers sitting at number 6 at 5-1-1. He has the Bills at number 5 at 5-2. He has the Eagles sitting at number 4, the defending Super Bowl champs at 6-2. He has the Colts sitting at number 3, the best record in the league at 7-1. Has the Lions sitting at number 2 at 5-2. The Lions at number 2 over the Packers? Okay, but this is Frank Schwab, Yahoo Sports. This is his power rankings. And he has the Chiefs at number 1 at 5-3. This again is Frank Schwab's NFL power rankings going into week 9. He has the Chiefs at number 1 at 5-3, who doesn't even lead their division. They trying to keep pace with them dang Broncos. Chiefs at number 1. I know they've been balling the last couple of weeks. I still couldn't put them in number one. See you on Thanksgiving. Yes, Lions Packers is going down on Thanksgiving for sure. I can't see that at number one. And then to have the Colts with the best record in the league sitting behind the Lions and the Chiefs, I think that's a little bit far-fetched. I'm not saying the Colts are the best team in the league. I think they're playing some solid football. I think they're the surprise team of the league as well. But I don't know. I just have a problem with the Chiefs being at number one on this power rankings. But that's his. That's neither here nor there. Speaking of other teams in this power rankings, you got the 49ers sitting at 13 at 5-3. You got the Ravens sitting at 14 at 3-5. You got the Bears sitting at 15 at 4-3. Got the Cowboys sitting at 17, 3-4-1. Got the Texans sitting at 18 at 3-4. You got the Steelers sitting at 19 at 4-3. Got the Vikings sitting at 22 at 3-4. Got the Commanders at 20 at 3-5. And the bottom three, he got the Saints at 30 at 1-7, the Jets at 31 at 1-7, and the Titans at 32 at 1-7. Keyshawn asked, what were your thoughts on the Browns' loss that was suspicious? On our loss to the Browns that was suspicious? If that's what you're talking about, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I just didn't like the way we didn't put that team away. I think the defense didn't play well. I think we let them hang around, and some play calling was suspect too. Will he get a touchdown today? I'm gonna say he gets one. I hope so. I'm always gonna say he gets one. Talking about Matthew Golden, but that was suspicious to me. How we just couldn't offensively, we couldn't string together drives and score and score, and we let that team hang around. Talking about the Browns. And I always say this: if you let a team hang around long enough in the NFL, again, all these teams got professional football players on them. I don't care how bad they may suck. If you let them hang around long enough, they'll find a way to beat you. Yeah, they damn sure will find a way to beat you. So yeah, and hopefully that loss won't come back to haunt us. But I'm more concerned about that tie with the Cowboys that could potentially come back to haunt us when it comes to tiebreakers, in my opinion. Also, nice to see you again, Kendrick. I told you week one, I'll be here. That's what's up, Joey. I'm glad you're back, my man. Good to see you too. Feel like we will go to the playoffs this year. Yeah, I believe that. I'm not out. The playoffs is in the future. I hope things don't come down to some stupid tiebreaker and that tie come back to bite us in the BUT. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, OG. They act like these aren't grown professional players. Yeah, man. So yeah, we like today. We got to put these Panthers. If once we get them where we need, get them down, can't let off the gas. Yeah, we can't let off the gas. Y'all getting Rico charges today. What's up, James? What's happening to you? Appreciate that gift too. Arizona Packers fan. So again, before I get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, again, make sure if you haven't followed me right here on TikTok. Also subscribe to my channels on YouTube, TFG Sports Media, as well as Kendrick's Sports Hustle. It doesn't cost you a dime. You can also follow them both on Facebook if you are on that platform. And you can follow me on Instagram at KDrick1969. Panthers really haven't been playing that good. Yeah, but they got that running back. I'm scared of their run game. And I think that's what they're going to try to do is ground and pound us to keep our offense off the field. So we got to make sure we get a couple of three. We got to make sure we put them in third down, long third down positions where they gotta throw the football, and we can let Michael Parsons and Rashawn Gary loose on Bryce Young. Yeah, we getting Rico charges for what Love and the wide receiver gang going to do to them. I hope so. Speaking of which, we wearing our 1923 throwbacks today. Kickoff is in 30 minutes, and also it is the young fella, the gunslinger, Jordan Love's 27th born day. So Packers, y'all make sure y'all get the young fella, get a win. Get a win for the young fella on his 27th trip around the sun. They got a win for me on Sunday night when I asked them to get a W for my late mother. The late Curly Louise Henderson. They brought a W home for their boy, and I appreciate that. So here are my NFL pick six before I get out of here for the 6 games that I picked that I call my NFL pick 6 games of the week. And here we go. Here are my picks, and here are the 6 games that I got. And excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I have Something fell. Here we go. NFL picks 6 week 9. We got the Vikings 3-4 at the Lions 5-2. I picked the Lions to win, even though the Vikings win. I picked the Lions to win 30-14. We got the 6-2 Broncos at the 3-4 Texans. I picked the Texans to win this 21-17. The man says the Packers 27-14. I'm with that. I appreciate that gift to the man. The Colts 7-1 at the Steelers 4-3. I got the Steelers bouncing back after taking that L from us 28-20 over the Colts. We got the Chiefs. This is the marquee game. 5-3 at the Bills, 5-2. This is going to be a championship bout, AFC big time division conference game. These teams always go back and forth, but I'm going with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills 27-21 over the Chiefs. Then we got the Seahawks 5-2 at the Commanders 3-5. Going with the Seahawks 24-21. And the Cardinals on Monday night, 2-5 at those Dallas Cowboys 3-4-1. I'm going with the Cowboys 33-23 against my better judgment. I think they should beat the Cardinals. I hope the Packers don't struggle today. They normally tend to play bad against bad teams. I'm with you, John. And my Panthers pick today. Y'all know I'm rolling with the Packers. GPG, Green Bay Packers. I'm rolling with it. I think we start a little slow, but I think we pick it up. I'm going with the Packers 30-13 over the Panthers. We're going to put a 30-piece on the Panthers today. I'm going Packers 30, Panthers 13. And we'll move to 6-1-1 and get ready for that big Monday night matchup next week. We host them damn Eagles. So we got to get it done. Hoping for a big upset. Yeah, me too, the man, but I'm not feeling it. I don't think it's going to happen. But we're going to see what happens. So, again, I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. Again, about 28 minutes away from kickoff at Lambeau Field. Yo, I'm a Dolphins fan. Can you shoot? Little Red. No, brother, we're not going to shoot you. Y'all going to be just chalk this season up as, you got to take your lumps this season. That's a wrap. Yeah, I appreciate that follow. So, yeah, the Dolphins, that's a wrap. But they did get rid of their GM, too. I saw that they decided to cut bait. And this will probably be Mike McDaniel's last year as well, too. So we'll see what happens with that. So again, I want to thank everybody for popping in over here on TikTok. I appreciate the love, man. Y'all enjoyed these Sunday morning kickoffs at 12 noon. Again, Packers hosting those Panthers. I'm going to be watching that intently. And then we'll get ready to check out those Chiefs and those Bills. So again, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope you have a great week. Be safe. And we'll talk to you on the flip side. All right. Peace, love, and light. I am out. Deuces. All right, Facebook and YouTube, that's a wrap for your boy Kendrick the Sports Guy. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday watching some NFL football. I'll be watching my Packers and the Panthers, and then we'll peek in on that Chiefs and Bills game. Again, the Cowboys host the Cardinals on Monday night. And also, before I get out of here, I got to dedicate this show to my late cousin. On today would have been her 58th trip around the sun. She's like my sis. She's my first cousin, Lunwana Henderson Anderson, would have turned 58 today. We lost her back in August of 2023. So continue on your peaceful journey, cousin, sis. We miss you. And continue on your peaceful journey, and happy eternal born day to you from your cuz, bruh, Kendrick, the sports guy, who she was a big Cowboys fan too. So maybe them Cowboys will give my cousin sis a win on tomorrow night. So we'll see. All right. Again, I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. You can catch me here every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, giving you your NFL preview. All right. We're going to see what my Packers do today. All right. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a great week. I am out. Peace.